are Neala and Michael Okuromade from the UK, who have written a wonderful book called Financial Gameplan. What's your financial game plan? Making money work for you. And the book is about personal finances and mainly targeted to young people, including young couples ages 17 to 25 years old, although I'm sure all age groups and demographics can learn from it. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
And welcome to Trinidad, Tobago. You're both based in the UK.
Yes.
And let's start with you, Neala. What made you have an accounting background,
Yes.
so I guess that's why you probably inspired to write this book. But what made you target that particular demographic?
Because I realize prevention sometimes is better than cure, and I've given many people financial advice over the years, and it has taken a lot of years for them to even come out of that. So I thought to myself, if I targeted the young people and I taught them, I teach them good financial principles, then they may not go down the pathway of having to cure coming out of that, which can be very painful, and that's why I decided to come out with the book.
Michael, your wife, of course, wrote the book, but you also have a background in youth intervention, crime prevention in the UK. How important is this information, or this kind of information, in empowering youth to secure their futures? Very often, young people, ages 70 to 25, or even before, because we can't just look at this demographic. Some may say we have to start before. Feel they end up in negative situations because of their finances, because of their economic constraints, and they don't feel much of this applies to them because they don't feel they have anything to start to invest to begin with.
Very good question. I think it's of paramount importance, because a lot of the young people I've worked with and come across talk about making money. They want to make money. They want nice things. However, a lot of them have a very warped perception or warped understanding, warped paradigm about what it means to make money. They're used to making money fast. They don't know much about investments. They don't know much about savings and things like that. And a lot of them, to be honest, if they did handle the money right, would not be in the position that they are in. So I think if from very early on they can learn some of these fundamental principles, it would put them in a very good position for the future. And I think it would actually be a good avenue for preventing crime and such things.
I made a pretty stereotypical presumption, because you're both people of color.
Yes.
I presume the target is maybe youth of color or inner city youth, but it can really apply to anyone. How do you deal with the issues related to young people and the present pursuits or the present influences of mass media and pop culture, which are teaching them lessons about money, about acquiring wealth, about managing money, and what money means, or what wealth means, vis-a-vis rappers who are, basketball, sport people, who are very often the icons of success for this demographic.
Yeah.
Right, we start with Neala, especially with your background.
I do have a chapter in the book that talks about the rise of the consumer, and I go back into history 30 to 40 years, and I look at how history has changed, especially in our spending habits, and we can see quite clearly that there has been massive amounts of money put towards marketing, geared towards young people spending money on the latest gadgets, on the latest clothes, having the latest trends, looking fashionable all the time. And what we need to realize is we need to become very wise where these things are concerned, because it's eating up a lot of their money. They spend sometimes half of their salary on a gadget, not thinking of the consequences of the bills that they would need to pay in the future. And I think it needs to start with basic financial skills, and as Michael said, a paradigm shift in our minds. If we can get to the young people and start changing their thinking, then, and especially where money is concerned, then I think we can make impact when they do start getting older. You can see changes happening, and maybe a reduction in crime.
Michael, what do young people tell you in the UK about their futures, because it's easy for them to juxtapose what they think success is. Success is a shiny car, an expensive car.
Bling bling.
Success is, as Neala indicated, an iPad that you really can't afford.
Yeah.
You know, but it adds to your self-esteem, it adds to your status in society, and if you don't have it, you sometimes go the negative route to get it, or you spend what you don't have, and you're not applying prudent financial planning.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult for them, because when you think about young people and sort of the latest trends, what's fashionable, what everybody deems as what's the in thing. Like, for instance, you know, you've got the Dre headphones, which cost which are very fashionable. You can get alternatives that do the same thing, but it's become a fashion accessory, and you're paying £200, like, which is the equivalent of what, 2000 TT, to have this. And some young people can't afford it, but clearly, because their friends have it, because, you know, if you don't have it, you may not be seen as cool, you may not be seen as, okay, up to date. You know, they're put under a lot of pressure to try and acquire these things. And so what we try to do is obviously just have conversations about, you know, like you said, self-esteem, confidence, you know, just being confident in yourself and having a game plan for the future. You know, what they don't realize is that obviously if you can if you can handle your finances correctly, you can have all the things that you want in the future when, you know, when the time is right. You don't necessarily have to gratify yourself now. Everybody wants things now. It's like instant.
We live in an instant gratification culture.
Yeah, instant gratification.
Neala, I see some headlines: financial planning, budgeting, debt, good and bad. There's good debt, and there's bad debt.
Yes. That is a huge discussion in London, and I actually, by using these two people, I talk about good debt and bad debt. And for me, a lot of people think mortgage is a good debt. A lot of people think going into education is a good debt. For me, that's not what a good debt is. A good debt is if you take out a mortgage and you're able to pay your monthly installments and have peace of mind at the end of it, then that is a good debt. But if you take out a mortgage and you cannot afford the mortgage and you are struggling and you are stressed and depressed about it, then that is a bad debt.
So it depends on what your goals are,
yes,
what your resources are, and how you manage these.
That's right.
All right. Where is the book been launched yet?
The book will be launching in London or USA and England at the end of February, but we're hoping to get it into the major bookstores in Trinidad and Tobago by the end of January.
All right. And if people want more information to contact you for personal conversations, how can they do that?
They can contact me at Neala, which is Neala, at bradandadamseries.com.
Neala at bradandadamseries.com.
That's right.
Congratulations, and thank you both for being with us.
Thank you.
Do enjoy your stay in Trinidad and Tobago, where it's warm for Christmas. All right. We're going to give you a little bit of the Going for Gold album as we transition to our next guest right here on First Step.
For the valley in my land, I love the moods and the attitudes, the tasty foods and the super dudes of my nation. Wherever I may roam, one good day I will come back home, as only Trimbagonians will understand.